This is my compost bin. I did not buy it. I'm filming it, even though it's my very it's a thing I don't want to look at. Still, I'm filming it. Yes, because I think this is important. It is important that as many as possible have their own compost bin. But what should the material be for that compost bin? What is very, very certain is that it cannot be made of plastic. This is plastic. And what is even worse is that inside it is styrofoam for isolation, because they say it has to be warmer inside or whatever. But I'm thinking, just let things rot inside at the natural speed. You don't need isolation at all. If you need isolation, use straw or something. I mean, hay, or I don't know. Not styrofoam. So the soil inside, that I didn't actually discover that it was styrofoam until some years ago. So I've been putting things in there and thinking this will be very good soil. And there's also, I think there is some, you could take the soil out in the bottom there, but I mean, it's just pointless, and I don't want to use that soil now. So the whole thing has to go to the trash. Trash. Always forget the name for the place where you put all the trash. Yeah, it has to be moved somewhere. It's just horrible, the whole story, because it shouldn't be that way. Because to make compost, in as many people as possible should do that, and it's a very good thing. But it's not a good thing when it's styrofoam inside and the whole thing is made of plastic. So I would say it's just natural that it should be made of wood, and I would say as untreated wood as possible. But maybe if there like linseed oil, linseed, something a little bit more a natural thing. The point for me is that compost bin should be compost, should turn into compost if necessary when nobody uses it. Shouldn't be necessary to move it to another place. So for where the garbage is, so it should just be able to rot where it is. We can't have compost bins being transported around like this one has to be now. A compost bin must just rot where it is, or people can oil it with natural oils or whatever, to as long as they want to take care of it. But I'm guessing that a compost bin is not something that is something that should be very just go on and go on. It should rot eventually, or those details is too much to talk about. But the point is, never materials like this. And when I say made of wood, I would also say that the ideal would be not using any screws or now I forget the word for speak it in Norwegian. No screws or nail, I guess is the word. Nail. The best would be wooden pegs. Just very old-fashioned wooden pegs to hold it together. So there's another story that is not fun, and that's what's inside. And that is that I bought some years ago these bags made of what looks like plastic, but they said they are biodegradable. How fantastic. They look like plastic, but it's made by something natural. What I think is that they're not so natural after all, because it's several years ago that I bought those bags, and there are still pieces of those bags, in this soil inside. So I'm not convinced that they are perfectly compost. What's the word for that? That they rot perfectly and can be in the compost. So what's the essence of what I've said? The essence is those biodegradable bags that look like plastic. there is a lot to say about those. You can't trust that they are what they say. That's a big topic. The most important thing I want to say is the material for compost bin, and that should be wood. So I guess that was the message for today.